We're recapping the year that 2021 has been, looking forward to 2022, and also taking a dive at some of the things that the Nebraska Pork Producers Association is doing during the holiday season. And Al Juhnke joins us now. He's the executive director of the Nebraska Pork Producers Association. Al, first of all, it's so great to hop on with you. Thanks for making time.
Well, good to see you and all your viewers and the folks you entertain every day too. It's nice to be here and always fun to talk here at the year end around the holidays.
Absolutely. So I want to start off this conversation. You guys have done this for a number of years now. It's called the GiveAHam Challenge. Tell me a little bit more about what this is for the Nebraska Pork Producers Association.
Yeah, this started a few years ago, and there's a number of ways it works for us. Number one, 'tis the season for ham, and obviously our pork producers are excited to be able to promote that type of product. But more importantly, we like to promote that we're part of our community and that we're involved there in different ways, including in charitable ways. So we encourage our pork producers and other officials in the state to go buy a ham and drop it off at your area pantry or food shelf or kitchen that needs it to help with those meals or to feed a hungry person, and then challenge someone else to do the same. So when you do it, if you're a bank president and you do it in your community, challenge a bank president in the next community to do the same thing. Hey, I gave a ham, put it up on social media. Now you give a ham. The other thing we do, though, is we do take some of our own dollars that are provided by our pork producers, and we go into the larger food shelves and kitchens and provide hams more this year just to send home with people because COVID's still out there. There's not as many meals, but then we know there's still plenty of hungry people. So we provide hundreds and hundreds of hams in Nebraska during the year through the graciousness of our pig farmers, and that's I know appreciated, and I know they're pleased to do it.
Al, you make a great point there. This is something that really can be done year round, not just during the holiday season. Give somebody a ham to impact their life. I want to look at the year that 2021 has been. Part of that was obviously COVID-19 challenges yet again. We talked about them last year, but tell me about some of the highlights from year 2021 for Nebraska pork producers.
Well, I think one of the highlights, you just mentioned it, COVID, we came off an even tougher year in 2020. So 2021 was a little bit of a breath of fresh air. We did see some price rebounds in our market, even though our costs are up because of the cost of feed and other things. For the most part, if you have disease-free barns and are able to produce pigs, I think our producers this year would take the situation as opposed to 2020 when COVID was really ramped up and we were having shutdowns and slowdowns at our packing facilities. So that has kind of turned around. So that would be one thing I'd say our producers are grateful for this past year. The other one is we've seen not only strong export markets continue with increases in places like Vietnam and the Philippines and China maintaining and Mexico and other big markets doing great. But we've also seen a pretty steady domestic demand because people are cooking at home because of COVID. And when they do that, they tend to look for affordable cuts of meat, and pork certainly fits that bill, whether you're buying hams, like we said. Right now, I've seen hams for under $2 a pound, or you're buying pork loins or pork chops or other things to throw on your grill in the summer. A lot of people eating at home, a lot of domestic demand. So I guess that would be another positive. As far as the year goes, marketing-wise, I think it's been good. Price-wise, it's been definitely an improvement. And we're looking forward to hopefully that continuing right into 2022.
Yeah, let's look into 2022 now. That's a great segue. You were talking about domestic export demand. We're talking about international. I want to look at Taiwan specifically because that was something that has kind of been a little bit shaky lately. We're also looking, at China and whether or not the possibility of a phase 2 agreement will be here. As you look into 2022 policy-wise, what are some things you guys hope to keep your eyes on?
Well, again, I think you mentioned it. The pork producers have always been in favor of free trade. Open it up, let us compete. And we know that we have a good, safe, sustainable And did I mention tasty product that the world needs? Pork, here's your trivia. Pork is still the #1 meat consumed in the world. People might think it's poultry or chicken or something else. Pork is the #1 meat consumed in the world. So we fill an important role, exporting almost 30% of what we grow. So you're exactly right. We look at markets, new markets like Taiwan, maybe growing. We're looking, like I say, African swine fever has been raging around the world. And it's in Vietnam, it's in China, it's in the Philippines. So we're seeing more demand for our product in those Asian countries. And our farmers will continue to fill that demand as long as we're just given open, free markets. And it appears the current administration is headed that direction too. So we're prodding them, we're poking them, and we're encouraging them to continue the negotiations with these countries on behalf of our local farmers here in Nebraska.
All right, we're visiting with Al Juhnke, the Executive Director of the Nebraska Pork Producers Association. What are some other highlights for Nebraska pork producers for year 2022 that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, we're changing one of the things we're changing, and we started last year, but people already can mark their calendars. We have a brand new and improved Nebraska Pork Expo that will be in York, Nebraska, the 3rd week in July, hopefully every year going forward. So last year we had over 50 exhibitors. We have breakout sessions for education. We have meetings. We have a lunch. It's all free of charge. And so this year in 2022, you can put down July 20th, 3rd week in July, as a time to visit York for the day and go to that. And in conjunction this year, what we changed is our annual meeting used to be in the winter. And of course, we know winters can be cold, they can be icy, they can be snowy, they can be unpredictable. There's more able to have meetings in the summer, we thought. So our annual meeting now will be in conjunction with the Pork Expo. So it's a twofer for our 1,500 roughly pork producers in this state and even in surrounding states, Kansas, Western Iowa. We hope they'll jump in their cars or pickups and come on over for that day. So July 20th will be a highlight and something new that we're doing next year.
All right, excellent. Looking forward to that. That's exciting. Well, Al, as we round out this conversation, I was scrolling through the Nebraska Pork Producers Facebook page. I found this saying, and I have to read it. It says, "Forget about Elf on the Shelf. This year, it's all about pork on your fork." And you guys have a number of recipes, whether it's ham or a pork tenderloin or even like bacon wrapped smokies. You guys have a lot of that on your website. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, a couple things you can do. Number one, as you mentioned, we do have a Facebook page on Nebraska Pork Producers. Go find that. A lot of recipes, a lot of interesting things, holiday ideas and other stuff out there. I think it's just a good site to click on. We do giveaways there during different holidays. You have a chance to win by telling us your favorite pork products, etc. So find the Facebook page for Nebraska Pork Producers and absolutely follow it. But if you need something quick, just go to nepork.org, nepork.org. That's our web page out on the internet. And what you'll find there is a section right on the front page towards the bottom. You can click, if you're looking for a pork recipe, click on that and literally type in anything you're looking for, and you'll find multiple recipes. And especially during the holidays. I mean, we talk about ham, but there's people making tenderloins. There's people obviously using bacon with different products. There's all sorts of good holiday ideas, not only for now, but going into 2022. I think it's a good spot to be. And, everything's better when you're eating bacon and when you're consuming pork, we think.
Absolutely. Al, thank you so much for making time for this. We appreciate it.
Yep. Life is good. Good to talk to you, and happy holidays, Christmas and New Year to everyone out there.
And that again is Al Juhnke joining us. He's the Executive Director of the Nebraska Pork Producers Association. As we recap 2021, look forward to 2022, and also get insight on the GiveAHam Challenge.